Hi everybody, this is the famous Jacob and I'm reporting to you guys from my unfinished basement. I like to record in here, it's really quiet and I have privacy, but so I want to talk to you guys about some gout news that I just discovered. There was an article that was that was published on about 5 or 6 days ago on July 19th, 2024. It was a few days before he turned 38. Yay. And I think this is pretty impactful. Now, I'll just jump right into it. Before I talk about the main article, I want to talk a little bit about Krystexxa. Krystexxa is owned by Horizons Therapeutics. They have been in business for like close to 20 years. I think around that time. They have many drugs, but one drug that they have, which is like the king of king drugs for gout, is Krystexxa or Pegloticase. Now, Krystexxa has been in the market for a while, for about close to 10 to 15 years, I believe. I was worthy enough, I'm not even going to say that. I was screwed enough because my body was screwed up to be a part of the trial for the Krystexxa with methotrexate. So I don't even know if I'm not going to go into that, but it was a great trial. It lasted for a year. I got paid. It turned my serum uric acid down to below 1. It was actually in the between 0 and 1 throughout the whole entire year. I only had 2 gout attacks in that whole entire year. And that was only because when you start, Krystexxa, you're going to have, your body flushes out the uric acid, and basically it just like, your body's going to react to that in a form of a gout attack. So, and then 6 months later, I had another gout attack because basically my tophi was dissolving, and because of all that tophi turning back into, like a much soluble solution, it pretty much, my body attacked itself again. But it was like very minuscule, very small. But that's kind of like what Krystexxa is. If Krystexxa, the goal is to basically break down your tophi and eliminate them or reduce the size of it. But also the goal is to bring down your uric acid levels down to between 0 and 1. Usually, I believe on the trial, if my uric acid went above 1 or 2, I forgot exactly what the benchmark was, I was going to be kicked off the trial. And I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? But at no point did I go above 1, which was phenomenal because I was averaging between 7 to 11 with the Richter scale of uric acid. And so it's mg/dl, milligrams per deciliter, if I remember that correctly. So Krystexxa has that drug. Usually you can take it between 6 months or a year. It's super expensive. That's the problem with Krystexxa, is that it is very super expensive, and most insurances will not take it. Also, on top of that, you can't just take it right off the bat. You have to take it like when you're further down the road with your gout journey. So pretty much you have to eliminate so many drugs to basically get to Krystexxa. And you have to have tophi, because without tophi, there's no point. So to say that Horizon has been the king of king for gout medication is like underrating it. They literally control it. I mean, the only other drugs that people would use on the regular daily would be probably allopurinol or colchicine or indomethacin and Uloric. I mean, those are the 4 main drugs, and 2 of them you shouldn't even be taking on the daily. And it's gotten to the point where those drugs are fairly cheap, even without insurance. So Horizon has been the top leader in gout medicine for a very long time, for almost 20 years. Now, this article came out about 5-6 days ago on the 19th. I'm going to go ahead and read to you the title. I'm going to put the link with this down in the description below, but it says GRO Bio gathers 60 million Series B to take gout rival to Krystexxa into clinic. I put into clinic. So basically, GRO is a bioscience. GRO Biosciences. It's a protein therapeutics focused biotech company. You can go on their website. You can see exactly how they operate. If you're a nurse or a doctor or researcher, science, you're gonna know all the terms that they use. For us gout people, they're just creating a drug that is gonna be comparable, if not better, than Krystexxa. So these are a few highlights from the article that I'm going to go ahead and read. Like I said, go ahead and read it yourself, so that way you can get a good, proper understanding of what's going on. But these are the things that jumped out to me. So it said, but some patients who receive this uricase enzyme therapy from Krystexxa soon develops anti-drug antibodies, which is known as ADA, that clear out the enzyme, according to GRO Bio. Now, before I go into my next thing, I want to say, when I took the trial, there was in the paperwork that I did sign and everything, and that I was discussed with from the doctor and from the from the nurse that headed the program, there could have been a chance that my body just would reject Krystexxa, and they would know within like the first like 2, maybe 3 infusions, if my body didn't go below like 1 or 2 mg/dl. So that was, and also, to be honest, Krystexxa is kind of like 50-50 for a lot of people. I think the trial started with like over 120 people, and only like 60 to 70 people actually completed the trial, because that many people just, their body just rejected it. Either their body rejected it, and it was like a simple rejection, like the body was just like, okay, fine, we're going to pass it through your body, no negative side effect, but you're just not going to have any effects. But another very, very small group of people, I think it was probably, and you have to look at the trial. It's online, methotrexate with Krystexxa. You can look that up. Only a small amount of people actually had an anaphylactic shock. So, and there was one person that died on the trial, I believe, but it wasn't due directly to the actual drug. They had something else that happened. It was a comorbidity. But that was the thing. I wanted to bring that up because that was something that we were warned about. It was a little side note that our bodies may not actually take in Krystexxa because of the way that the enzymes would attach to everything. So let's go a little bit further. So I put GRO Bio's pitch is that its own uricase enzyme therapy, ProGly-Uricase, can prevent the emergence of ADAs. So basically they're saying that they're trying to prevent your body from like discarding the drug, allowing patients to keep control of their serum uric acid levels for the long term. Now that's a very, very, very vague and like very, I wouldn't say misleading, but very vague statement. The problem with Krystexxa, although while you're on the trial, if your body sticks to it, more than likely it's going to stay below 1 or 0 throughout the whole entire trial, throughout your whole entire 6-month or 12-month journey with Krystexxa. The problem is my uric acid level did go up above 1, 2, during 6 months, and after 6 months, within 1 year, my body went back to being above 6-7 milligrams per deciliter. So that's a very high stretch. What GRO Bio's pitch is, I wonder if they can actually produce that. I don't know. I'm very skeptical. And being a part of that trial, I don't know if they could do that, but we'll see. So new fundings will launch the company. Sorry, I can't even read my own writing. New funding will launch the company to phase 1 testing with trial patients. So that is great. So they're going to go into trial testing. Keep an eye out for GRO Bio. I I think it's called GRO Biosciences. I'll put their company website on the link down below. But definitely, I mean, talk to your doctors. Talk to them about, is there any trials going on, for Krystexxa, any trials going on for GRO Biosciences. Definitely, I mean, you got to just ask your doctors. Ask your doctors. And also go on their websites because they're going to go ahead and put if there is any, trials going on, and you may be eligible for it if you have at least one or more tophi deposit. So let's go on. So another part that they put that jumped out to me was GRO Bio isn't alone. There's Selecta Biosciences and Sobi produced phase 3 data last year that suggests that their SEL-212 candidate Imotor can match the efficacy of Horizon's mainstay, despite being administered less frequently. So basically, if I was to break that down, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a researcher, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a nurse. But I have been through the trial and I've had a good breakdown of Krystexxa, so I think I understand this. Basically, what they're saying is that they're trying to match the efficacy and the efficiency of Krystexxa, but without it being less frequent. So, despite being administered less frequently. So Krystexxa, you have to do it once every 2 weeks. And usually it's for a 6-month or 12-month period. I wonder if they mean that you can take the IV infusion with these other companies. I wonder if they're saying that you could take the IV infusion probably once a month or once every other month while still maintaining that same efficacy with Krystexxa. Now, all that. Now, that was a big mouthful that I just read to you guys. I have some hopes. Krystexxa changed my life because I've never been below 1 or 2 uric acid ever since I was 13. And I'm 38 now. So I've never been below that except during the trial and about almost to a year after the trial. I'm excited because this will allow people to jump into the trial and experience that. I've never been able to run on a track and do like a 5 or 6 mile run. I've never been able to do that. I've never been able to play basketball. I've never been able to do this and that, and hold my own with sports or do anything. It scares me to get down on my knees, so to have people go through a trial that will allow you to experience life in a new physical way, it lifts my spirits up and it gives me hope for the future. If you can, definitely, I urge you, if you have at least one tophi deposit in your body and you've been with gout for more than 2+ years, definitely seek this out. The one thing that I also hope is that the cost of Krystexxa and the other drugs can start lowering. I know that there's a lot of things that will come into play, like, laws will have to be passed and all that kind of stuff. But I'm hoping that if Krystexxa has a true competitor that is out on the market, that is approved by the FDA, I'm hoping that a lot more people that do have uncontrollable gout can actually get the help that they deserve and that they need. Cost should never be a factor for stopping somebody for healthcare. It should never be. And I'm always going to say that to the day that I die. If you have gout, I have gout. I was diagnosed at the age of 13, pediatric gout. I did nothing. I did not deserve this. I did not deserve this. And the fact that I had to pay, like tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for Krystexxa to basically make me feel normal for like 6 months to a year, that sucks. I was about to curse, but that sucks. So the fact that there is going to be more and more drugs coming out in the near future, hopefully in the near future, that can compete with Krystexxa, but hopefully they're not as money greedy as Horizon. Hopefully we can see a change happening, because it would be so great. I would love to go on like a marathon march, like walk or like a run, and actually come out of it without my ankles swelling up. Like, but if you guys are interested, I'll have all the information in my description. Thank you guys so much, and contact those companies. Let them know that you're interested in a trial. Like, you never know. They might reach out back to you and be like, hey, get in contact with this doctor. Thank you guys very much. You have a great rest of your day, and bye.